All right, welcome to another week. I think this is like week 11 now. Who would have thought way back in March when we started this that this would continue on well into the spring and now approaching the summer. But thank you guys, those 75 of you who are already tuned in. Thanks for joining. I'm going to just take a second and share the Google Doc that everyone is going to need in order to record their scores and play along. We'll let a couple more people join in as well. Hope everyone's got a beverage handy. Obviously essential. Doesn't have to be alcoholic, but it needs to be something that you can relax with, because I feel like people are this week especially in need of a drink or a hug or a bit of hope, but we'll settle with a drink for now. Let me see here. Here's the form. Yeah, this shirt, I never wear this shirt, but I recently found my Toronto Public Library card, which I haven't used in way too long. And I went online. The amount, if you live in Toronto and don't have a Toronto Public Library card, the amount of stuff you can access even just from their website with an account. And actually right now, even if you don't have a card, but you live in the city, you can get a digital card, which gives you access to all their online archives, which is a ton of ebooks, and you can even rent videos, like online streaming videos. It's pretty wild what the library has become in the last 10, 15 years. If you haven't been there since you were a kid or in university, check it out. And you can buy t-shirts to support them as well. Yeah, I know there are people who have written me on Instagram this week, and I apologize. I have had, like a lot of people, no doubt, a busy week and maybe not the easiest week. And so I apologize for not writing back to people who have written me. And also I apologize for not necessarily taking initiative with the prizes. I'm like 3 or 4 weeks behind on average in prizes. So I apologize for people who are awaiting stuff to be mailed to them, or for me to email you details as to how to access a prize. I apologize. Feel free if you want to send me reminder emails. That always pushes me a little bit. But yeah, if you're just joining us, if you're brand new, this is a weekly night of online trivia, quizzing in quarantine. 6 rounds of trivia. It's free to play, open to anybody, regardless of where you are in the world. I was looking through the statistics on the YouTube account, and people are starting to check it out from all over the place. So welcome wherever you're coming from, whether you've played before, whether you've played in person when we used to be located at Clinton's, or whether you're just joining us for the first time. Everyone is welcome. The link that I just shared in the chat is all you need in order to compete. If you want to record your score and record your team name, you don't need to submit anything until after the first 2 rounds. So you got a bit of time to figure this stuff out, figure out if this is actually what you want to do and how you want to spend your Friday evening. I don't blame you if it's not. It's a beautiful night out, getting to be a beautiful night out, at least here in Toronto. The sun is free. Good point. That's very true. Shout out to the tool bank. Oh yeah, that's like the library, but for tools. That is I don't think it's not run by Toronto Public Library, is it? I think it's a separate entity. Housekeeping notes. Got to turn on our fake fireplace to get us started. We have an exciting edition of self-quarantine scavenger hunt coming up later on tonight. Anyone is able to play this. You don't even have to have trivia knowledge inside your brain in order to compete in this. I'm going to give out something that you need to look for in your house. The first person to find that and send that picture to me will win a pretty special prize. Other prizes tonight, I'm going to try something a little different. The prizes are going to be a little more recognition based and less actual monetary prizing or things of value. I'm going to mail out certificates to the teams that come in first, second, and penultimate. We've hit a bit of a lull in terms of our prize closet stockpiles. So while I try and regenerate some prizing, we're going to do something. I'm going to see. I know people aren't really here exclusively for the prizes, so instead I'm going to give you something you can just hang on your fridge or show off to your friends in the form of a certificate that I've made myself, which is worth absolutely nothing except maybe bragging rights. So those are the prizes tonight, and then we might in future weeks get back to tangible prizes, but we'll see if I'm going to try and gauge if people are here for the actual tangible prizes or just for bragging rights when they do well. All right, if you haven't clicked on it yet, don't forget to click the link, create a team name. We'll get started in just a couple moments here. We've got 120 people tuning in, which is a pretty great way to start the night. I'm going to drink tonight, start off at least, with a beer from Black Lab Brewing in Toronto. They're on Eastern Avenue at Leslie. And this beer, they upsold me. It was like $16 or $17, which I think is more than I've ever paid for a bottle of wine. But it's a barrel-aged American wild ale that they've been working on. It's a special brew. That's what's going to kick off my beverage menu tonight. Hope you're drinking something you're as equally excited about. Smells good. I know. Yeah, it's probably $16 beers. Actually, this is a hell of a lot better tasting than anything you'd get at the Sky Dome. All right. 6 rounds of trivia. We start every week with things I think you should know, which are 10 general knowledge questions. I will read each question twice and once at the end of the round if you need it repeated. These next 10 questions span everything from history, pop culture, sports, it runs the gamut. And best of luck to everyone playing tonight. Please do not cheat. Please do not use your phone or your laptop for anything other than just streaming this, or maybe having sidebar Zoom conversations with your fellow teammates. But please, everyone is sort of beholden to the honor system in this game. All right. Oh, you know what I was going to do just very quickly for a little, pardon me, but self-promotion. I was going to share this link on my Twitter feed because, why not? We're trying to, as I've mentioned before, get up to 1,000 subscribers. 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of views. And once we get there, we're going to start generating some money, hopefully for a good cause, for some charity, if we can get to that point. So I'm going to advertise on my Twitter page. Friday night quiz starting now. Can't think of anything more quippy than just that. All right. Here we go. As I mentioned, things I think you should know, 10 random knowledge trivia questions. The first question of the night is this. Name one of the real-life geographic locations that Tom Cochrane mentions in his classic song, Life is a Highway. There are a number of them, and you only have to name one. Again, question number 1. Name one of the real-life geographic locations that Tom Cochrane mentions in his classic song, Life is a Highway. Question number 2. There is only one arena left in the NHL that does not have a corporate sponsored name. Name that arena. Of all, 31 teams in the NHL? All teams play in an arena with a corporate sponsor name, like Scotiabank Arena here in Toronto. All but one arena has a corporate name. You have to name that arena. That's question number 2. Question number 3. It took just 12 days for this 2015 film to make $1 billion worldwide at the box office, making it the fastest movie ever to reach the 10-figure mark. First, fastest movie ever to reach $1 billion. It was released in 2015. You need to name that movie. Again, question number 3. It took just 12 days for this 2015 film to make $1 billion worldwide in box office revenue. That made it the fastest movie ever to reach the $1 billion mark. Name that film. Edward, thanks for joining us. I will go back and recap all these questions once more at the end of the round. So if you've missed the first couple minutes, not to worry, there will be an opportunity to catch up. And if you're just joining us, keep in mind, don't use the chat box to enter answers. Write your answers down. We'll take up the answers at the end of the round, and then you can record your scores in the Google Doc. Question number 4. In the world of culinary arts, what is a tandoor? The word is spelled T-A-N-D-O-O-R. In the world of culinary arts, what is a tandoor? You got the spelling right, Spam, but it's all one word. Question number 5. What celebrity serves as Miley Cyrus's godmother? This is true. This isn't just in the world of celebrity culture, though I guess it exists there too. But this is Miley Cyrus's actual godmother. Can you name her? Question number 6. A geography question. What world capital is closest as the crow flies to Tokyo, Japan? What world capital is closest as the crow flies to Tokyo, Japan? Yeah, just for those people, I think some people are just joining us and perhaps are new to the format here. Please don't answer the questions in the chat. Write down your answers on a scrap piece of paper or on a notepad on your laptop or wherever you're watching this, and we'll take up the answers. But yeah, answers are not to go in the chats. That's okay, Casey. Don't worry. Welcome. It's good to have you here. Correct. The question is, obviously Tokyo is a capital city, but what other foreign capital is closest to Tokyo? That is question number 6. Question number 7. What type of wine gets its name from the French word for blackbird? What type of wine gets its name from the French word for blackbird? Question number 8 often is a know your news question. It's not this week. Let's just try and erase the news cycle from our minds and instead answer this question. What sport was played at the Rio Olympics in 2016 for the first time in Olympic Games since 1904? What sport that was played at the Rio Olympics in 2016 made its first appearance at the Olympics in those games since 1904? Question number 9. What novel are you reading if the characters in the book include Myrtle Wilson, Daisy Buchanan, and Nick Carraway? Again, question number 9. What novel are you reading if the characters in the book include Myrtle Wilson, Daisy Buchanan, and Nick Carraway? And finally, the last question in the round, question number 10. What is Marge Simpson's maiden name? Question number 10 from TV's The Simpsons. You need to know, what is Marge Simpson's maiden name? All right, those are the 10 questions in round number 1. I will go back now and read each question one more time, starting with question number 1. That question is, name one of the real-life geographic locations that Tom Cochrane mentions in his classic song, Life is a Highway. Question number 2. There is only one arena left in the NHL that does not have a corporate-sponsored name. Name that arena. Classic, come on. It defines a classic, James. Question number 3. It took just 12 days for this 2015 film to make $1 billion in worldwide box office revenue. That made it the fastest movie ever to reach the $1 billion mark. Name that film. Question number 4. In the world of culinary arts, what is a tandoor? Question number 5. Who is Miley Cyrus's godmother? Question number 6. As the crow flies, what world capital is closest to Tokyo, Japan? Question number 7. What type of wine gets its name from the French word for blackbird? Question number 8. What sport was played at the Rio 2016 Summer Olympics for the first time since 1904? Or at least for the first time at an Olympics since 1904. Name that sport. Question number 9. What novel are you reading if the characters in the book include Myrtle Wilson, Daisy Buchanan, and Nick Carraway? And finally, the last question in the round, question number 10. What is Marge Simpson's maiden name? Those are the 10 questions that make up round number 1. We will now move on to round number 2, which is the 10. And for those people who are new this week, I'll explain how this works. I'm going to give you a topic of things. You have to list 10 things that belong on that list, and you'll get a point for every correct item on the list. Tonight, let's give you, 8 minutes. Try 8 minutes to answer this question. Put the timer on the clock. And tonight's question is this. Name the 10 smallest countries in Europe based on population. The 10 smallest countries in Europe based on population, starting now. 8 minutes begins. This is not just the European Union. This is all of any country considered part of Europe. I don't even want to say continental Europe because that might be too specific, but any country considered part of Europe. Five minutes and 30 seconds left in this round. 5 minutes and 30 seconds left to list the 10 smallest countries in Europe based on population. The UK is one country, despite what Scottish loyalists and separatists on this chat might say otherwise. The 10 countries in Europe that are smallest when you look at solely their population. Yeah, if the principality is a sovereign country, then yes. Three minutes and 30 seconds left to name the 10 smallest countries in Europe. The beer is not even that, it's not even that boozy. I think it's 5%. Oh no, 7%. Okay, that's pretty, I guess I'm somewhat getting my money's worth there. I didn't realize it was $16. I just was like, that. And when I looked at my bill, I was like, what? Why is this so high? And she said, oh, well, you've got our premium, select brew. And I was too embarrassed to say, no, I don't want to spend $16 on a beer. So I've been saving it for the week, expecting, looking for a nice opportunity to drink it. It's not an IPA. I will definitely get to my IPAs in a little bit. I try to space those out so that I don't delve into those until at least after 9 o'clock. Now, this is my first drink of the day. I actually just got home from work like 10 minutes before turning this live stream on. So it's been, haven't had a lot of time to prepare. When I say Europe, again, don't just think of the continental geographic landmass that is Europe. There are other countries that you might not think right away as being part of Europe, but technically they are. Nice, Casey. Welcome. Stratford's a beautiful spot. We've got quite a few people, I think, on this chat and in this room who watching this stream who work in radio or at least work in news in some capacity. You're in good company or in bad company, depending on how you view it. We've got now 1 minute, just 1 minute left to name the 10 smallest countries in Europe based on population. I feel, Nick, like the gray areas on the margins don't necessarily matter in the list of these countries. I could be wrong, but you can challenge. Well, no, I'm not going to accept challenges, but we can talk more specifically once everyone's answered. Speaking of which, how much time is left? 30 seconds. 30 seconds to complete the 10 smallest countries in Europe based on population. I mean, I guess ask yourself, If it's not part of Europe, then what? If you're having trouble figuring out if something is part of Europe, then try and figure out where else you would place it. All right, that is time. Time to stop thinking about the 10 smallest countries in Europe and put down your pens and pencils, and we will take up the answers to rounds 1 and round 2, starting with the answers to round number 1, things I think you should know. Each question in this round, as I mentioned, is worth a single point. Starting with question number 1. I asked you to name one of the real-life geographic locations that is listed in Tom Cochrane's Life is a Highway. I should have had it queued up, but the 4 locations that are mentioned in that song are Mozambique, Memphis, Vancouver, and the Khyber Pass. We've got 1 country, 2 cities, and a geographic spot. I don't know how you determine that geographic feature. Mozambique. What was it? Mozambique to Memphis Nights, Vancouver Lights, and the Khyber Pass. Anyway, again, those locations: Mozambique, Memphis, Vancouver, and Khyber Pass. Is question number 1. Question number 2: the only arena in the NHL left that does not have a corporate brand attached to it. It's the home of the New York Rangers, Madison Square Garden. Does not have a corporate name attached to it. There were 2 up until about 2 or 3 seasons ago. Joe Louis Arena, obviously been replaced in Detroit by Little Caesars Arena, so that no longer counts. Madison Square Garden, the only answer. The movie in 2015 that was the fastest in history to reach $1 billion in box office revenue is Star Wars: The Force Awakens. And obviously there have been so many Star Wars films, you need to have The Force Awakens included in the answer in order for it to count. James is disputing something. We'll wait. We won't wait. I'll look into that, James. I don't know off the top of my head. We'll have to go back and check that out. Question number 4. In the world of culinary arts, what is a tandoor? It is a type of oven. If you say chicken, you're wrong. That's tandoori. So oven is the answer to question number 4. Oh, right, Barclays. Sorry, James. And question number 5. Who is Miley Cyrus's godmother? Whoever jumped the gun and included it in the chat is correct. It actually is Dolly Parton. Question number 6. This is a tough one. The world capital closest as the crow flies to Tokyo, Japan. If you were down Pyongyang, North Korea, you'd be close, but not as close as the capital of South Korea, which is Seoul. Seoul is the closest world capital city to Tokyo, Japan. Question number 7. The type of wine that gets its name from the French word for blackbird is Merlot. Merlot. Question number 8. The sport that was played for the first time in 2016 at the Olympics, the first time since 1904, was golf. Golf. Question number 9. The novel you're reading, if the characters in the book include Myrtle Wilson, Daisy Buchanan, and Nick Carraway, another character is also Jay Gatsby. It's The Great Gatsby is the book title. Fair point, spam. This is pre-COVID. Most of these questions all relate to pre-COVID facts. Question number 10. What is Marge Simpson's maiden name? Bouvier. Just like Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis. Marge Simpson's maiden name is Bouvier. All right, moving on to, have we settled that? I'm not accepting Nassau Arena in New Jersey. We're only accepting Madison Square Garden. And I believe, if I was going to be a real stickler, it is singular, garden, not gardens. But I'll accept either one. On to the 10. You had to list the 10 countries in Europe that are smallest when it comes to population. We're going to go in order. Let's bring that up here. Here we go. So the largest country on the list at number 10. Here it is. Number 10 is Cyprus. Cyprus is number 10. Number 9 is Montenegro. Montenegro. Number 8 is Luxembourg. Luxembourg. Number 7 is Malta. Malta is number 7. Number 6, and this is, I guess, where you had to think sort of in broad terms, defining Europe, and at least think beyond just geography, but Iceland is number 6. Iceland. Number 5 is Andorra, that tiny country between Spain and France. Andorra. Question number 4 is Liechtenstein. Liechtenstein. Number 3 is Monaco. Number 2 is San Marino. And number 1, perhaps not surprisingly, is Vatican City. Here again are the 10 countries that are smallest in Europe when it comes to population. Cyprus, Montenegro, Luxembourg, Malta, Iceland, Andorra, Liechtenstein, Monaco, San Marino, and Vatican City. Once you have marked your questions, please refer to the link that I posted earlier in the chat. What you need to do now is go in and enter your team name as well as the scores for your team for the first 2 rounds of play. Oh shit, you know what I gotta do? Hold on. Don't do that yet. Don't. Sorry, you know what? I fucked up. You know what I didn't do? I'm gonna delete all responses. Stop. I deleted all responses. Please go back. Yeah, now go back and re-enter your scores, because I hadn't deleted the responses from last week yet. Now I've done that. So if you were early and quick, I'll read the team names, of course, and if you don't hear your team, then you can go and re-enter again if you think you've been missed. Oh, you know what I'm going to do as well, just to get ahead of the game. Unlike last week, I'm going to remind myself right now, the picture round is coming up, and I am going to give everybody access to the picture round already, or at least make it shareable already. All right, looks like we've got 60 teams already recording their scores. I'll give it a couple more seconds for other teams to input their scores. Also, in a couple seconds, I'll reveal the self-isolation scavenger hunt clue of the week. I apologize, whoever it was that won the hideous lobster claw oven mitt, I still have to send that out. Last week, we had a scavenger hunt person who could find the biggest cooking knife in their kitchen won. It was quite a knife that won. All right, looks like most teams have now recorded their scores via the link. 68 teams, it appears. Oh man. big group tonight. I'll read out every team name. Still no prize for the best team name, though. I do appreciate people who are crafty and creative when it comes to team names. Here we go. Playing tonight from all across the country, starting out, I believe, in Kingston, Ontario. In spite of my self-isolation, we also have Trivia Lassies, The Dog, Le Quizarab, Quiz Free or Die, Sean John, At Least We're Above Average, Second Last, Holofact Girls, and Sam. I Get Locked Down, But I Get Up Again. I like that one again. How did Mel do in the music round? 21-second pause. We all watched in horror. Creative, well done. Exquiz Me, Hoochie Mama, oh man, I struggle with this every week. Hydroxychloroquiz, The Three Musket Beers. Our 3-day-old boss is actually letting us participate. 3 days old, congratulations. That's exciting. I'm impressed you guys are finding the time for trivia. Joey Triviani, Tit Soup for the Quarantine Soul, Two's Company, A Case of the Mondays, O'Trivia Mun, Doug Ford's Cheesecake, Jerry Squad, 149, Le Quizarab, Winning Personalities, Panic Level Midnight, Information of Little Importance or Value, 80s Babies, Quarantine Trampoline, Quizzy McGuire, The Diarrhea Whisperers, Threat Level Midnight, again, Let's Get Quizzical, Steam Name of One, Fruit Salad, Scholars, Quizlets, Livin' Covita Loca, Penny and the Jets, Lysolvit, Corona with Lime, Soup Lovers 2.0, In Pursuit of Trivia-ness, Having Fun Isn't Hard When You've Got a Library Card, ain't that true? We bought 4 beers for $16, smarter than I am. Whiskey Lovers, Kevin, Hannah, Where Art Thou, Terror Under the Blood Moon, Honey Wagon Swampers, In Spite of Our Self-Isolation, Portal Pilgrims, Ooh, Trivia David, Easy Breezy Makes Me Queasy, and it's a Drew Brees joke. The Blank and Pitiless Stare of Mackay's Wayfarer Chairs. Ouch! These chairs have been through enough. Corona Crew Rendezvous, Julian Lakers, Positive Pete's, Blazuper Bunch 2, Electric Boogaloo, Happy Birthday JL, Happy Birthday JL. The Big Brians are on vacation, We're the Tiny Tims. What is this? The algorithm sent me here. Welcome. Distant but Social, Portal Pilgrims, Friday Night Mojitos, The Galactic Senate, Mackay's 3-Ring Binder, You're a Quizzard Harry, Lone Wolf, We Don't Know Jack, Ned Shet and P-Man, Cabin Fever Fight Club, and those are the teams that are competing tonight. 73 teams in total, though it appears a couple might have been listed twice. Welcome to every team playing tonight. I thought about as the self-isolation trivia or self-isolation scavenger hunt that I would do who has the cutest pet. Then I realized that's just asking for a whole lot of trouble, because obviously everyone's pet in their own eyes is the cutest pet, and I would just do nothing but make one good friend and like 76 other enemies if I went that route. So instead, I'm abandoning the pet idea. I couldn't even come up with a good pet topic that wouldn't be divisive. So instead, I'm doing this. This is the scavenger hunt question. You can email me at mackaytaggart@gmail.com. And whoever has the least healthy cereal somewhere in their kitchen or their house, take a picture of you holding your least healthy cereal, whatever your guilty cereal pleasure is, and you are going to win something very special, cereal related. I will reveal a little later on, or breakfast time related, I guess. So your least healthy cereal, send me a picture and we'll close that. You don't have to do it right away. We'll leave it open till towards the end of the night, and the person who sends in the least healthy cereal will get a special prize. All right. And with that, we move on to round, averages, of course. They were not the easiest rounds to kick off tonight, so we'll see how people are doing. The average for round number 1, things I think you should know, was 6.7, well, 6.8 for round number 1. And the average for round number 2, smallest countries in Europe, the average was 6. So we're sitting at around 12 or 13 for the average score currently. We'll see how you guys fare in these next 2 rounds. You do click submit. Yeah, I'm sorry, I've been ignoring the chat. Oh, I should do ugliest pet. Maybe I'll do ugliest pet next week. That's not a bad idea. Yvonne, I'll check to see if you entered the score. I'm sure you probably did. It's not that difficult, but I'll take a look in a second once we're into the next round. All right, here we go. Getting started with round number 3. It's another general knowledge trivia round tonight. I'll read the questions twice and once at the end of the round, starting with question number 1. This is a tough round too. All these questions this week, I think, are kind of tough. Here we go, question number 1. In the world of Greek mythology, who is the winged goddess of victory? In the world of Greek mythology, who is the winged goddess of victory? Question number 2. What Canadian city was Terry Fox nearest when he was forced to end his marathon of hope on September 1st, 1980? We are marking this year the 40th anniversary, obviously, of the Marathon of Hope. What Canadian city was Terry Fox nearest when he was forced to end his Marathon of Hope on September 1st, 1980? Question number 3. What year did the USSR boycott the Summer Olympics? Oh, sorry, guys. I'll include my email if you've got serial to share. Yeah, I can resend the Google Doc link. Here it is. If you haven't entered your score yet, it's not too late. That link is for the Google form. Again, number 3, what year did the USSR boycott the Summer Olympics? Then we go on to question number 4. What element on the periodic table is assigned the number 1? What element on the periodic table is assigned number 1? Question number 5. In what world city will you find Victoria Peak? Question number 5. In what world city will you find Victoria Peak? Question number 6. TV's The Wonder Years debuts on ABC. Sven Robinson becomes Canada's first openly gay member of parliament. And singer Rihanna is born in Barbados. What year is it? Again, TV's The Wonder Years debuts on ABC. Sven Robinson becomes Canada's first openly gay member of parliament, and singer Rihanna is born in Barbados. What year is it? Question number 7. This is a tough one. The TV series Party of Five told the story of orphan siblings Charlie, Bailey, Julia, Claudia, and Owen. What was their last name on the show? Not even sure when. I guess Party of Five was probably what, mid-90s? Early 2000s, maybe? The TV series Party of Five told the story of orphan siblings Charlie, Bailey, Julia, Claudia, and Owen. What was their last name on the show? Question number 8. In the world of soccer, 3 different African nations have made it to the top 8 at the FIFA World Cup. Name one of those 3 countries. I think there are 52 countries in Africa, so you stand like a 8% chance of just taking a stab in the dark. Unless you're familiar with successful African soccer nations. Again, 3 African countries have made it to the top 8 at the FIFA World Cup. Name one of them. Question number 9. In the world of political history, thinking back almost 4 years ago now, well, more than 4 years ago, I guess. Who did Hillary Clinton name as her running mate in the 2016 US election? Had Hillary Clinton been successful at winning the US presidency, who would have been her vice president, essentially, is the question. Question number 9, who did Hillary Clinton name as her running mate in the 2016 election? And that leads us to question number 10, the last question in the round. Quote, in an old house in Paris that was covered with vines lived 12 little girls in 2 straight lines, is the opening line of what famous children's book? Again, in an old house in Paris that was covered with vines lived 12 little girls in 2 straight lines, is the opening line of what famous children's book? Those are the 10 questions that make up round number 3. I will repeat each question one more time. Just once. Here we go. Question number 1. In the world of Greek mythology, who was the winged goddess of victory? Question number 2. What Canadian city was Terry Fox nearest when he was forced to end his marathon of hope on Sunday, September 1st, 1980? Question number 3. In what year did the USSR boycott the Summer Olympics? Question number 4. What element on the periodic table is assigned number 1? Question number 5. In what world city will you find Victoria Peak? Question number 6. TV's The Wonder Years debuts on ABC. Sven Robinson becomes Canada's first openly gay member of parliament. And singer Rihanna is born in Barbados. What year is it? Question number 7. The TV series Party of Five told the story of orphaned siblings Charlie, Bailey, Julia, Claudia, and Owen. What was their last name on the show? Question number 8. 3 different African nations have made it to the top 8 at the FIFA World Cup. Name one of those 3 countries. Question number 9. Who did Hillary Clinton name as her running mate in the 2016 presidential election? And finally, question number 10. In an old house in Paris that was covered with vines lived 12 little girls in 2 straight lines. That is the opening line of what famous children's book? All right, that is round number 3. Moving on now to round number 4, which is the picture this round. I think tonight, I'm going to say 7 minutes is probably enough time for you guys to successfully complete this round. I'm going to share a document. You're going to have 7 minutes to answer whatever it is the document asks you to do. Copy link, here we go. Picture this. Open that link, and 7 minutes starts on the clock now. The pictures you guys are sending in of cereals are making me feel so much better about my life choices. I thought I had poor eating habits. Holy, I didn't even know half these things were cereal. Not judging, though I kind of am. Matthew, I was wondering, I saw that product marketed and I wondered who actually bought it. And it makes sense that people who are high buy it. One minute and 55 seconds left to complete the picture this round tonight. Seven minutes is too long. I apologize. My God, we got some movie experts. I don't know. I was trying to gauge, trying to not make it too tough, but also not too easy. I don't know how we'll find out when we know the average for this round, how I succeeded at that. Yeah, I haven't been watching. I've been watching a bit of some movies, not as many as you'd think. I watched that crazy Jeffrey Epstein documentary series this week. Oh my God, what a fucked up system that protects a guy like that. All right, time is up. Time is up. Time to take up the answers from rounds 3 and rounds 4. Put your pens and pencils down. No more time to fill it. Hopefully you figured out the picture of this round because your time is up. People seem divided on Space Force, Jacob. I saw the first 2 episodes. I didn't mind it, but it got ripped apart by the critics. All right, here we go. We'll start with round 3, the answers to round 3. Each of these questions is worth a point, by the way, in case you didn't realize that. Question number 1. In the world of Greek mythology, who is the winged goddess of victory? That would be Nike. Nike is the answer to question number 1. Number 2. What Canadian city was Terry Fox nearest when he was forced to end his Marathon of Hope on September 1st, 1980? That would be Thunder Bay, Ontario. Thunder Bay. There's a very lovely monument to him just, I believe, just west of the city. In what year did the USSR boycott the Summer Olympics? That would be 1984. 1984. Question number 4. The element on the periodic table that has been assigned number 1 is hydrogen. Number 5, the world city in which you will find Victoria Peak is Hong Kong. Number 6, Wonder Years debuts on ABC. Sven Robinson is the first openly gay MP, and Rihanna is born. All these things happened in the year 1988. 1988. Number 7, the last name of the family featured on the TV series Party of Five was Salinger, a Salinger family. Number 8, the 3 African nations that have made it to the final 8 in the FIFA World Cup are all in West Africa, actually. Cameroon, Ghana, and Senegal. Question number 9. Who was Hillary Clinton's running mate in the 2016 election? You may have forgotten. Easy to forget. It seems so long ago. Tim Kaine was the man's name. Tim Kaine. And then finally, question number 10. That line in Paris, a house covered with vines, lived 12 little girls. That is the opening line of the children's book, Madeline. Madeline is question number 10. All right. Moving on to the picture this round, which if you're just joining us, I shared a link a couple minutes ago to a document that had 10 screen grabs of films. Oh, what were the 3 African countries, Kathleen? Yeah, Ghana, Cameroon, and Senegal. Thank you. That is correct. Let me reopen that document just so I'm familiar. The first film. So these are all obviously summer blockbusters, which are defined, I guess, by movies that are released between Memorial Day or May 2/4 and Labor Day, and that make a certain amount of money in summer. And apparently the first time the term summer blockbuster was ever used was in reference to film number 1. It was in the year 1975, and that's when Jaws came out. Movie number 1 is Jaws. Question number 2, movie number 2. If you look closely, you might be able to identify that being Katherine Heigl's, is that her name? Katherine Heigl's thigh in a maternity dress or gown, and Seth Rogen's chin. That's from the movie Knocked Up. Movie number 3, I think you can kind of see 3 characters there in a bird cage off to the right, which might give you a clue. It was a Harry Potter film. It's Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban is movie number 3. Movie number 4, powerful scene from the movie Saving Private Ryan, when Ryan's mom is gets the letter that her sons have been killed in war. Movie number 5, right in the middle there, is a scene from Apollo 13. Apollo 13. Movie number 6. Can't tell if this is a tough one or not. It's that, man, I just looked up the word today, and they had, it's like a sterilizer or something. It's the device in Men in Black that makes you forget your memory. And that's Will Smith's hand holding it up, and a bit of Tommy Lee Jones's ear. Movie number 7 is from the piano scene in the movie Big with Tom Hanks. 2 Tom Hanks movies actually making an appearance on this list, both Saving Private Ryan and Big. Number 8, perhaps pretty obviously, is Jurassic Park, that Jeep from Jurassic Park. Number 9 is the hands of Christopher Lloyd holding the time travel mechanism device in Back to the Future. The first one, Back to the Future. And finally, movie number 10, the movie at the bottom, is a scene, I think that's Will Smith, second Will Smith appearance too, and second Jeff Goldblum appearance in Independence Day. Independence Day is movie number 10. which brings us to the end of round number 4. 3 Tom Hanks. Oh yeah, true. Ball 13. Yeah, well done, Morgan. Good eye. The chairs are just getting enough love, James. All right, those are the answers to rounds 3 and rounds 4. Now it is your responsibility to go and enter your latest scores into the Google Doc, and we will take a look at the averages from rounds 3 and rounds 4. It's also an opportunity for me to remind you or ask you or beg you to hit subscribe, because that can only help our cause. And if we want this to continue, and if we can monetize this somehow and see some money going to charity, I've got a big idea coming up later this month for a cool charitable idea that hopefully everyone's going to get excited about. But the sooner we get to 1,000 subscribers, the sooner I can stop pestering you, and we can maybe generate some income for great causes. All right. Time to move on. Oh, before I do that, I'm going to check out the averages from rounds 3 and rounds 4. Oh, the last 2 movies. Last 2 movies were Back to the Future was movie number 9, and Independence Day was movie number 10. All right, checking averages. Let's see. The average for round number 3 was 6. These rounds are not easy. I'm impressed. 6 is a pretty impressive score for that. The average for round number 4, the movie round, significantly higher. It was 8, meaning the average for those 2 rounds is 14. Combine that with, so we're at like what, 26 now is the average score after 4 rounds of play. That's fine, and not to worry if you're not doing as well as you'd hope, because don't forget that we do take special consideration and award a prize for the team that comes in second last. We call it the penultimate prize. So even if you're not doing as well as you'd hope, there is still a way to be recognized even at the bottom of the leaderboard. Now, I'm going to introduce a round. It's always controversial. Some people love it. Some people absolutely hate it. I only bring it out during the digital version of Quizzing in Quarantine or Drinking and Thinking once every so often. It is the before and after round. I expect to see our numbers significantly drop off because some people just can't stand this round. But it is a fan favorite, those loyal drinkers and thinkers who have been playing for some time. And here's how before and afters work. I'm going to explain it because for those who are new, it's a little complicated. If you've ever watched Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune and you've seen these questions that are made up of basically 2 clues with an adjoining answer, if I said something like Nicole Kidman's husband invests in a popular restaurant app, the answer might be Keith Urban Spoon. Or let me see if I can think of another one that I'm not going to use tonight that I can use as a demo. If I said something like, oh, here's an example. Joni Mitchell and Alanis Morissette team up for one hell of an epic Canadian diva duet. The answer I have is A Case of You Ought to Know. A Case of You is obviously a song by Joni Mitchell. You Ought to Know is a song by Alanis Morissette. So these are cryptic. They're not really easy unless you sort of know the familiar format. Here's another example. Live in the Pakistan capital city, Creedence Clearwater Revival. And the answer is Islamabad Moon Rising. Islamabad, the capital of Pakistan, and Bad Moon Rising, a song by CCR or Creedence Clearwater Revival. So best of luck to those teams who've never played this round before, because it is really tough if you've never played it. If you have played it and you know it, still good luck, because it's not easy for anybody. I will be honest about that. So Here, how did I do this here? Where did I write my question? I can't even find my questions now. Here we go. I will read each question twice and once at the end of the round. Let me make sure that people are following along here on the chat. There's no questions. Yeah, technically it's supposed to be 3 letters that overlap. That's not always the case. I think it is for all of these. But best of luck. Here we go. Question number 1. Winners of this famed tournament include Andy Murray, Roger Federer, and this new kid on the block. Good advice, Nicole. I will read more slowly. There goes $16. Question number 1 again. Winners of this famed tournament include Andy Murray, Roger Federer, and this new kid on the block. Question number 2, before and after. How many special people change? How many lives are living strange? Where were you while we were visiting Yarmouth, Truro, and Chester? Question number 2, before and after. How many special people change? How many lives are living strange? Where were you while we were visiting Yarmouth, Truro, and Chester? Question number 3. Khalees aims to earn some extra cash by selling used items in front of her house. I'll spell Khalees for you. It is Kelis. Again, the question. Khalees aims to earn some extra cash by selling used items in front of her house. Question number 4. While hanging out with Jason Bourne in Paris, he admits that you were a friend of his. Again, question number 4. You're hanging out with Jason Bourne in Paris when he admits that you are a friend of his. Question number 5. The first wet dream for Tom Cruise. Again, question number 5. The first wet dream for Tom Cruise. Question number 6. Here, I'll read question number 6, and then I'll answer some of the questions on the board. Number 6, Tragically Hip album released in 1996 learns to exclusively pee outdoors. And I apologize if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly. There's no set number of words in the answer. Some are actually quite wordy, and some are actually very simple. And I should mention that you can be creative with these. If you think you know an answer that is valid, that isn't exactly as I've written it down, you can challenge it too. But there is no set answers in the words. And again, as I say, it's like kind of crossword puzzles. It's like a language in and of itself, and the more you do them, the better you get. And if you're coming at this round for the first time, it can be really cryptic and tough. So I feel for you. Again, number 6, Tragically Hip album released in 1996 learns to exclusively pee outdoors. Question number 7, before and after. Here's number 7. Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup immortalize the words of Cyndi Lauper. Question number 7, before and after. Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup immortalize the words of Cyndi Lauper. Question number 8. The Bengals buy some bedding. The Bengals buy some bedding. Question number 9. A platter full of cheeses, meats, pickled vegetables, CEOs, chairmen, and chairwomen. Question number 9, before and after. A platter full of cheeses, meats, pickled vegetables, CEOs, chairmen, and chairwomen. And finally, the last question in the before and after round is this. This hotel chain was jam-packed during the 1976 Winter Olympics. Question number 10. This hotel chain was jam-packed during the 1976 Winter Olympics. Those are the 10 before and afters. I will go back and read each one more time, and then I promise we'll get to a round that is a little more straightforward, and maybe more beloved by people who aren't trivia psychopaths. Here we go again. Yeah, Jeff, very correct. That is 100% true. Question number 1. Winners of this famed tournament include Andy Murray, Roger Federer, and this new kid on the block. Question number 2. How many special people change? How many lives are living strange? Where were you while we were visiting Yarmouth, Truro, and Chester? Question number 3. Khalees aims to earn some extra cash by selling used items in front of her house. Question number 4. While hanging out in Paris with Jason Bourne, he admits that you're a friend of his. That is true. Kathy knows. Only before and afters are up for debate. Question number 5. The first wet dream for Tom Cruise. Question number 6. A Tragically Hip album released in 1996 learns to exclusively pee outdoors. Question number 7. Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup immortalize the words of Cyndi Lauper. Question number 8, before and after. The Bengals buy some bedding. Question number 9. Platter full of cheeses, meats, pickles, pickled vegetables, CEOs, chairmen, and chairwomen. And the last before and after question in the round, number 10. This hotel chain was jam-packed during the 1976 Winter Olympics. Those are the questions in round number 5, the before and after round. We will move on now to the final Jeopardy round. These questions are a little more eye level. They also were stolen from a Jeopardy round, so you can't dispute them. They are right because Alex Trebek's wealthy and successful writers say they're right. You might want to note the air date of this Jeopardy episode because it means that none of the questions that are asked, none of the answers, I guess I should say, can reference anything that has happened after this air date. So this episode of Jeopardy aired on December 6th, 2012, almost 8 years ago. Wow, 2012. Question number 1, the category, movie money. The clue, Paul Newman won an Oscar for this sequel to The Hustler. Question number 1, the category is movie money. And the clue, Paul Newman won an Oscar for this sequel to The Hustler. Question number 2, the category, stay away from meat. Meat spelled M-E-A-T. The clue, not yesterday, but in 2009, this musician and longtime vegetarian launched a meat-free Monday campaign. The category again is stay away from meat. And the clue, not yesterday, but in 2009, this musician launched a meat-free Monday campaign. Question number 3, the category, home sweet motorhome. The clue, unlike fixed homes, most motorhomes power their lights with this type of current that's found in batteries. The category again is home sweet home, and the clue, unlike fixed homes, most motorhomes power their lights with this type of current that's found in batteries. Question number 4, the category, American woman. The clue, in 1934, after a nervous breakdown, this painter discovered New Mexico's Ghost Ranch, where she'd make her home. The category again, American woman, and the clue. In 1934, after a nervous breakdown, this painter discovered New Mexico's Ghost Ranch, where she'd make her home. Question number 5. The category, the name of the flag. The clue, Poland's flag is descriptively called Biało-Czerwona, meaning these two colors. My Polish is non-existent, so I apologize to any Polish speakers watching who are cringing at my pronunciation. But I'll read it again and slaughter it again, I'm sure. The category is the name of the flag, and the clue, Poland's flag is descriptively called Biało-Czerwona, meaning these two colors. Question number 6, the category, tar and feathers. The letters TAR and also the word feathers in quotation, meaning every answer in this category involved either the letters TAR or the letters FEATHER, if you get what I'm saying. Oh, Yvonne, you are you have Polish heritage, right? I'm sorry, I'm sure everyone's cringing. So anyway, I'll try to pronounce it correctly when we go back for one more read. Tar and feathers, the clue is late or overdue. Category again is tar and feathers, and the clue, late or overdue. Question number 7, the category, their TV roles. The clue, Gemma Teller Morrow and Peg Bundy. In this category, Alex would read out 2 character names that were played by the same actor or actress. And so for this question, the category again is their TV roles, and the clue, Gemma Teller Morrow and Peg Bundy. Question number 8, the category, authors on authors. The clue, Charles Dickens wrote that a visit by this fairy tales scribe had been, quote, 5 weeks, which seemed to the family ages. Category again is authors on authors, and the clue, Charles Dickens wrote that a visit by this fairy tales scribe had been, quote, 5 weeks, which seemed to the family ages. Question number 9, the category, Suleiman the Magnificent. Suleiman spelled Suleiman. Category, in 1522, Suleiman recaptured this colossal Greek island from the Knights of St. John. Category again, Suleiman the Magnificent, and the clue, in 1522, Suleiman recaptured this colossal Greek island from the Knights of St. John. Question number 10, The category, 1930s science and technology. The clue, in 1935, this American became the first to shoot a liquid fuel rocket faster than the speed of sound. Question number 10 again. The category is 1930s science and technology, and the clue. In 1935, this American became the first to shoot a liquid fuel rocket faster than the speed of sound. And finally, the last question in the round, the category is world geography, and the clue. Though it consists entirely of islands, this populous country borders 3 other nations. Category again is world geography, and the clue. Though it consists entirely of islands, this populous country borders 3 other nations. Those are the 11 questions that make up the Jeopardy round. I will repeat each one very quickly. Going back to question number 1, the category, movie money, the clue. Paul Newman won an Oscar for this sequel to The Hustler. Question number 2, stay away from meat is the category, the clue. Not yesterday, but in 2009, this musician and longtime vegetarian launched a meat-free Monday campaign. Question number 3, the category, home sweet motorhome, the clue. Unlike fixed homes, most motorhomes power their lights with this type of current that's found in batteries. Question number 4, the category, American woman, the clue. In 1934, after a nervous breakdown, this painter discovered New Mexico's Ghost Ranch, where she'd make her home. Question number 5, the category, the name of the flag, the clue. Poland's flag is descriptively called Bialo-Czerwona, meaning these 2 colors. Question number 6, the category, tar and feathers. The clue, or the words tar and feathers, both in quotations. The clue, late or overdue. Question number 7, the category, their TV roles. And the clue, Gemma Teller-Morrow and Peg Bundy. Question number 8, the category, authors on authors. The clue, Charles Dickens wrote that a visit by this fairy tale's scribe had been, quote, 5 weeks, which seemed to the family ages. Question number 9, the category, Suleiman the Magnificent. The clue, in 1522, Suleiman recaptured this colossal Greek island from the Knights of St. John. Number 10, the category, 1930s science and technology. And the clue, in 1935, this American became the first to shoot a liquid fuel rocket faster than the speed of sound. And finally, the last question in the round is this, with the category world geography, the clue, though it consists entirely of islands, this populous country borders 3 other nations. All right. Going back now, taking up the answers from rounds 5 and round 6, we will start with the answers from the before and after round, which, as I mentioned, is polarizing to say the least. If I have an answer that I read the answer and you don't think you think that you have a question that's worthy of a point, type it out and we will see. Hopefully, I'll catch it and we will evaluate it as to whether or not it deserves or is worthy of a point. You get a single point for these questions. There are unfortunately no half points. So even if you got half the before and after clue, that's not enough. All right. Here we go. I asked in question number 1, winners of the famed tournament include Andy Murray, Roger Federer, and this new kid on the block. The answer, Donnie Wahlberg. Wimbledon and Donnie Wahlberg. Wimbledon, the tennis tournament. Donnie Wahlberg, the member of New Kids on the Block. That's how that works. Number 2, how many special people change? How many lives are living strange? Where were you while we were visiting Yarmouth, Truro, and Chester? Those first lyrics are lyrics from a song. If you knew that, you might have gotten Champagne, Super, Nova Scotia. Yarmouth, Truro, and Chester, all beautiful little towns in the province of Nova Scotia. Number 3, Khalees aims to earn some extra money by selling items in front of her house. Khalees is the singer of My Milkshake Brings All the Boys to the Yard Sale. Selling items in front of your house for money is a yard sale. Question number, I'm missing. Is there a fight breaking out in the chat between James and Jacob? This doesn't look healthy. Yeah, it's hard. A lot of people don't know who Khalees. Everyone knows the song. No one knows who Khalees is. Number 4, you're hanging out with Jason Bourne in Paris, and he admits that the two of you are friends. The answer, Matt Damon Ami, or Matt Damon Ami, was the answer. Matt Damon Ami, or my friend. Number 5, the first wet dream for Tom Cruise. The technical name, I guess, for a wet dream is a nocturnal emission impossible. Tom Cruise, obviously synonymous with the movie franchise Mission Impossible. Nocturnal emission impossible. Thank you. I was proud of that one. I appreciate that. The one Hollis. Question number 6. I should do one round. I have some, well, it's probably not great for my personal or my professional brand, but I have a whole list of dirty before and afters. One night we'll do like trivia after dark, and it will just be really raunchy trivia, only for adults. Frisky jizness. That's really great. I just like that term. I want to give you a point just for frisky jizness. It doesn't mean anything, but I'll give you a point for that. Trivia after dark. Okay, we'll find the time for that. I'm sure it'll get me fired or at least canceled, but maybe it's worth it. Question number 6. Sorry, as I was saying, Tragically Hip album released in 1996 learns to exclusively pee outdoors. The answer: Trouble at the Hen House Train. Trouble at the Hen House Train. Question number 7, I think. Yeah, number 7. Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup immortalize the words of Cyndi Lauper. Those are all characters from The Powderpuff Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Oh, Trouble at the Hen House Broken? Yeah, I would definitely take that. Trouble at the Hen. I won't take Trouble at the Outhouse. Trouble at the Outhouse, no, because that wasn't the name of the album. The name of the album was Trouble at the Hen House Broken, or Hen House House Broken, or House Trained. I would take either of those. Yeah, Drew for sure taking the House Broken. Number 8. Here we go. I gotta find it. Number 8. The Bangles Buy Some Bedding. The Bangles, band from the 80s, they had a song called Walk Like an Egyptian Cotton. Egyptian cotton, obviously rather synonymous with bedding. Gone Docking. I'm not sure what that's in reference to. Gone Dock. I don't know. You might need to clarify, Becky, for me. Did that? Question number 9. Platter full of cheeses, meats, pickled vegetables, CEOs, chairmen, and chairwomen. Those are all things that you might find at a charcuterie board of directors. Charcuterie board of directors. Toilet trouble at the hen house? No, that's reversing it. Sorry. Becky, now I want to know what chat Becky's in. My God. Trivia after dark is starting earlier. Yeah, charcuterie board members. Yeah, I'd accept charcuterie board members. I'd accept that. I'll get to your questions. We'll do a Q&A session after we get through all the answers. There's far too many questions flying at me right now. Question number 10. This hotel chain was jam-packed during the 1976 Winter Olympics. The answer, the hotel chain Holiday Inn, where were the Olympics held? In Innsbruck, Austria. Holiday Innsbruck, Austria, or Holiday Innsbruck. All right. Those are the before and afters. Moving back over to the Jeopardy round. As I mentioned, each of these questions is written by the Jeopardy writers. You cannot challenge me on them. Here we go. Question number 1. Movie Money. Paul Newman won an Oscar for what sequel to The Hustler? The movie was called The Color of Money. The Color of Money. No, Fair Montreal. Not going to take that. Fairmont. Oh, I see where you're going with Fair Montreal. But Montreal hosted a Summer Olympics, and I think that was 70. It was 76. But that was when the Winter and Summer Games were in the same. Yeah, Winter Olympics were in Innsbruck. Number 2, Stay Away from Meat. Not yesterday, but in 2009, this musician, long-term vegetarian, launched Meat-Free Mondays. That would be Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney. Number 3, Home Sweet Motorhome. Unlike fixed homes, motorhomes use what kind of power? They use direct current. Direct current is the answer. Number 4, American Woman. In 1934, after nervous breakdown, this painter discovered New Mexico's Ghost Ranch, where she'd make her home. That painter is Georgia O'Keeffe. Georgia O'Keeffe is the answer. Name of the flag. The 2 colors that make up Poland's flag, which I can't pronounce, are white and red. White and red is the correct answer. Tar and feathers. Late or overdue? The answer, tardy. T-A-R-D-Y. Tardy is the answer. Number 7, their TV roles. Gemma Teller-Morrow and Peg Bundy. The actress or actor who played those characters, Katie Sagal. I think it's Sagal. Spelled like Steven, I think. Katie Sagal. She's also a voice, I think, on Futurama. Yeah, red and white. Yeah, order doesn't matter. And number 8, authors on authors. Charles Dickens wrote that a visit by this fairy tale scribe had been 5 weeks, which seemed to the family ages. The fairy tale writer is Hans Christian Andersen. No, Featherdy, no. I'm sorry, not accepting that. Number 9, Suleiman the Magnificent, 1522. Suleiman recaptured this colossal Greek island from the Knights of St. John. The answer, Rhodes. Number 10, the category was 1930s science and technology. The clue, in 1935, this American became the first to shoot a liquid fuel rocket faster than the speed of sound. That person is Robert Goddard. Robert Goddard. And finally, world geography was the final Jeopardy category. And the clue, though it consists entirely of islands, this populous country borders 3 other nations, and that country is Indonesia. Indonesia is the final correct answer in the round. Now what you need to do, if you've been playing along and keeping your score and want to know if you are going to be eligible for a prize or one of our elite certificates that I'm going to make up and send out, please enter your final two scores, the scores for rounds 5 and 6, into the Google Doc. While you do that, I will prepare to award the final or the prize for the scavenger hunt question. Earlier in the night, I asked people to send in their least healthy cereal, breakfast cereal they have at home. I got some fantastic entries. Someone just shared me a bowl of Oreos with milk on top, and they actually went to the trouble, I think, of pouring milk on top of a bunch of Oreos, which makes me think they're actually going to eat it. Someone, God, I don't know. I don't think I know a single person who has purchased this cereal except the person who sent it. They sent the Timbits cereal, which looks absolutely horrid. That was a very close, maybe a close second. Good job, Matthew, for sending that in. But I think the winner, because I didn't know this was a cereal either, and yet it combines two delicious yet so unhealthy cereals, such unhealthy cereals, and that you would buy this. Good on you for doing so. This is a box of Lucky Charms Frosted Flakes. So all the calories and sugar of Frosted Flakes combined with also the sugar of Lucky Charms, like the Seth Rogen. This is a better looking guy than Seth Rogen's not a bad looking guy, but this is a better looking Seth Rogen. I can see he has some Seth Rogen. I mean, this is definitely a cereal Seth Rogen would eat. But I don't even know this person's name, but congratulations. Someone named Morgan, I'm assuming a friend or partner sent it in. Unless this is Morgan. I guess it could be a name. Well, we've had Ryan Reynolds play. We may as well have Seth Rogen, all the Canadian celebrities. Yeah, so congratulations on it's Morgan's husband. Congratulations, Morgan, and your husband on your delicious cereal. Do you actually eat that? Like, do you eat that for breakfast? Anne Murray once liked a tweet that I sent. That's not Canadiana for you. Actually, she liked it, and so did Katie Lang. It was a real. They digressing. All right, please now, congratulations to Morgan and to her husband. They are getting sent a serial killer spoon. It's just a spoon, but it says serial killer. Cereal, obviously spelled Cereal. So congratulations to them. She used to buy it in bulk in the States, but only as a treat. So well done to that team, getting a serial killer spoon. I'll send you an email, or you send me an email. Give me your address, and we'll get you sent that special spoon to eat your very diabetes-inducing cereal. Thanks, Kendra. Yeah, everyone go and support your local library. They're not open yet, but you can support them online. All right. Oh yeah, I should have shown you the Oreo cereal, and maybe it was a real cereal. I thought someone was just being a goof and poured milk on their cereal, but maybe. Let me check. Where did that go? And it was one of the first ones to be sent in. Someone also just sent in chocolate chips. Let's see. Eggos apparently make a cereal, believe it or not. Golden Grams Crunch, that was another good one. Oh, here. Is this a cereal? Maybe I'm wrong. No, someone sent in a bowl of Oreos and milk. I hope you actually ate that. It actually doesn't look bad. Points for creativity, but the grand prize winner are the people who sent in the Frosted Flakes and Lucky Charms cereal. All right. Sorry, do you think does it look like I have a ponytail? That's trouble if that's the case. Actually, if anyone, I know a guy who's organizing a rogue underground haircutting opportunity this weekend. I'm not saying I'm endorsing it, but if you want to get in on it, maybe email me. It's like a legit person cutting hair. It's out on the back porch. Social distance, obviously, but some people are just going nuts. So if you really want your haircut, drop me a line. All right, let me check these scores, make sure they've come in. Looks like they have now. The average score for round number 5, let's see here. That was not an easy round, the before and after. The average score for round number 5 was, wow, was 6. That's impressive. Good for you guys. And the average score for the Jeopardy round was 7. So let me add up the scores in total tonight, find out who it is that's in what finishing place. Keep in mind, you need scores entered for all rounds. If you want to compete for a prize or for a placement, you need to make sure you've entered scores for all rounds. We're not just giving the penultimate prize to someone who came for 2 rounds and then bounced. Still waiting on a couple scores too from people who I don't think who have entered yet. Panic level midnight, have you entered your scores? Some people might be coming up twice here, unfortunately. Got some impressive scores tonight, as we often do. Final call for scores, and then we'll go through and award prizes. How do we have 257 people now at the end of the night when we aren't even asking questions anymore? This algorithm is going wild. Keep in mind, if you've not subscribed yet, please hit subscribe. We're doing this every Friday night, trivia during quarantine. If you're looking for something to do that keeps you busy and hopefully at least slightly entertained. I'm going to go through here really quickly and tabulate who it is that is ranking in the top 10 tonight. You'll get your name read out in our Hall of Honor. All right. So as I mentioned, we are here every Friday night, at least for now. And if you have ideas or you want to reach out, drop me an email if you have a suggestion or a comment or an idea as to how to make the trivia night a little more functional or some good rounds, ideas for good rounds, drop me an email. Tonight, as our prizing, we're giving out certificates, old school, like what you'd get in grade 4 for participating in like a science fair or something. So our first certificate up for grabs is for the team that comes in second last, the penultimate prize, which is a hotly contested and much beloved award. And tonight, I am proud to award it to Jerry Squad. Congratulations, Jerry Squad, for coming in second last this week in the penultimate prize. Well done. Not a bad score, though, 22. Well done. Flipping to the other side of the leaderboard, the top 10 teams out of all 78 teams that entered scores tonight. those teams, the teams in tied for 10th place, we have I Like Feet, like really like feet. Congratulations. As well as you are tied with Sean John. And that actually, I believe, is not to reveal true identities, but I think Sean Calvert and Jared Greenspan, who are two people who I know both personally and know are two very intelligent people, and they've tied, and with their teams, obviously. So congratulations to those two teams. In 9th place tonight, we have one team taking up 9th place, and that's In Pursuit of Trivia Ness. In 8th, we actually have 4 teams tying for 8th place. For 8th place tonight. In 8th place, we have Tit Soup for the Quarantine Soul, Two's Company, Friday Night Mojitos, and Bat Moose and the Quizzly Bears. Congratulations to all of those 4 teams tying tonight in 8th place. At least we're above average, also tying for 8th place. In 7th place tonight, we have Fruit Salad, as well as Trivia Lassie's The Dog. Just in 7th place, Fruit Salad. In 6th place tonight, Trivia Lassie's The Dog. Also in 6th place, Livin' Covita Loca. In 5th place, Shaloozers in 6th place. In 5th place, also in 5th place, we bought 4 beers for $16. Congratulations to you guys in 5th place. In 4th place tonight, Threat Level Midnight. They hold 4th place solo. Congratulations. In 3rd place tonight, What Is This? The algorithm sent me here. Well done, algorithm, and well done to your team, because you are in 3rd place, solo in 3rd place. Well done. You were just a couple points back from 2nd, and we have a couple teams that were tied for 2nd. 4 teams tied for 2nd place tonight. Having fun isn't hard when you've got a library card in 2nd place. Also, Terror Under the Blood Moon in 2nd place. Congratulations. Happy Birthday, JL in 2nd place. And also, good news, trivia is back on, but we all have to go to Orlando. Oh, that's funny, actually. I didn't read that earlier. That's a pretty good team name. Good news, trivia is back on, but we all have to go to Orlando. That team finishing in 2nd place as well. However, none of you in 2nd place will be getting a certificate, because we have 2 teams tied for 1st. Those teams are O'Trivia Munn and You're a Quizzard Harry. Both teams have been very loyal throughout the whole process of drinking and thinking and quizzing in quarantine. So congratulations to those 2 teams. You're going to have to answer a skill testing question to figure out who's actually in 1st place tonight. And that skill testing question, I figured I'd make it travel related, because no one can go anywhere anyway. So the tiebreaker question that is just for those 2 teams, You're a Quizzard Harry and O'Trivia Munn, is: what is the fuel capacity in liters of the Airbus A380, one of the largest passenger planes in the world? How many liters of fuel can the Airbus A380 hold? I encourage you to go on, just those 2 teams, to the tiebreaker tiebreaker field in the scorecard, the Google Doc, and enter your answer. The team closest to that answer will be awarded 1st prize, and the team that obviously then is less close will be awarded 2nd. Let me go back to the chat here. I feel like I've missed some. The score for 10th place, Sean, you're wondering, is, let me see here, 10th place tonight, tied with a score of 48. And you were actually just 10 points back from 1st place. So well done. All right, we've got a guess from You're a Quizzard Harry. We're just waiting for a guess from O'Trivia Munn. I'll give you guys just a couple more seconds. If you don't enter, you can't play, in which case you will win by default 2nd place. When you say what's behind me, Anthony's asking that question. What are you referring to? Like this thing? This is if you're wondering what this is a poster from the original Drinking and Thinking that was happened in Clinton's, and just miraculously, Graham, who might be playing tonight, who is a loyal drinker and thinker, recommended someone had this was hanging. I shouldn't even touch it because it's so gross, but this was hanging above the urinal at Drinking and Thinking, and somebody took it or wrote on it with a Sharpie, "Suck a caribou's dick." And I think caribou is spelled caribou is spelled correctly. Dick is spelled incorrectly, and I don't know why. I just thought that's kind of funny. I'm going to take that poster and keep it. And then I, just by chance, it happened to be the last Drinking and Thinking ever, because as a lot of people know, sadly, Clinton's went out of business a couple weeks before lockdown started, and they are now no more. So that is that's the significance of that poster. That's the original Drinking and Thinking poster. David O'Connell, thanks for coming. Hopefully you guys can join us again another week. There's a spider on it. What it's referring to. Oh, it's a shadow. Oh, is there? Oh, yeah, it's not. I think it's the, yeah. You know what? So when I got really into streaming trivia every week, I decided to be one of those idiot YouTubers, and I bought one of these like YouTube ring lights because I saw the kids on TikTok doing it. And so I think it creates weird shadows. I've started trying to play around. You can have different like settings for it, and like as it comes with a little controller here, and you can change the different tone. I don't know. It was stupid. It was a fit of idiocy that I decided to buy it off Amazon for $80. But yeah, I guess it was a shirt shadow. But I do really have scraggly hair on the back of my head. I might grow there's still time to grow a ponytail. All right, let's check. Sorry, I'm dragging this out. All right, we've got a Gesso of Trivia Mun of 3,500 liters. We have a guess from You're a Quizzard Harry of 30,000 liters. I'm going to guess neither of these teams work in aviation, because the actual answer is 320,000 liters. 320,000 liters. And that's a lot more than both these teams have guessed. However, You're a Quizzard Harry is technically a lot closer. Therefore, You're a Quizzard Harry tonight is our first place winner. Drew Garner, terrific guy, nicest guy in the world you'll ever meet. Unfortunately, so close, but did not win his team of Trivia Mun. They've been here every week and done incredibly well each week. This is the first time they've come in tied for first, and they're finishing the night though officially in second. So that is the first episode of Quizzing in Quarantine for June. I hope people will come back next week. Were there questions that I missed? Feel free to sign off if you're just here for the trivia. You can definitely sign off right now, but I'll stick around and just read through some of these answers or read these questions. Thanks, Spam. Thanks for coming again. I'm sure all teams are nice. I just know that Drew is nice from working with him for a long time ago. Let's see. We figured out the ponytail question. We found out that Oreo cereal was terrible. Not a surprise. We've gone back. Morgan's defending her husband and just acknowledging that his Seth Rogen vibe is amplified by the fact that it's in quarantine. We're in quarantine. Let's see. True, Sean. Yeah, there's curbside pickups now at Toronto Public Library. This is what we've come to. Yeah. All right. Yeah, Dallas and Sarah have done. I pretty much know your address off by heart because I've had to mail you so many penultimate prizes. But congratulations again. This is your at least your third, if not fourth, penultimate prize tonight. Again, you're just getting a certificate. Jennifer, I'll try and post scores. I can kind of screenshot it and do a little table that I can share on our Drinking and Thinking Facebook page. Yeah, if you're new to this and you want to sort of really go deep dive and fanboy out for drinking and thinking, you can look up Drink Think TO on Facebook, and that's our Facebook page. Oh, the ring's supposed to go around the camera. This is why it doesn't look. Yeah, no wonder it gives weird shadows. Still very new to this whole. I guess I can't click on people's profiles here. The averages, great question. The average at the end of the night, let's see. The average for all 6 rounds, oh, I can do it this way. It's usually around low 30s. Tonight, 38, well done. Good job, you guys. 38 is the average score after tonight's round of quizzing and quarantine. Any other questions? Thanks, Kathy. Have a great week. Thank you for coming by and being here all the time. It's nice to see you. Oh, that's great. And can you, I'm going to mispronounce it again, but Utsav, how do you pronounce your name if you could spell it out phonetically? Thanks, Yvonne. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, it's great to see. I think that's why the numbers sort of spike at the end, towards the end of the night. I think YouTube, because the stream has been going on for a while and it's had consistent viewers, I think YouTube starts recommending it or sharing it through their algorithm. So that's why we see numbers spike towards the end of the night. David, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, hopefully you can come back next week. We start every night around 8, well, pretty much at 8 p.m. Eastern. So if you're able to drop in, always free to play. We should do some challenge some week where the team that's furthest away geographically from where I am wins some sort of special prize, because I know we've had people all the way from Australia. Sometimes we've had people from Scotland stay up till 2 or 3 in the morning to play. It's really great to see the amount of teams from Victoria and teams from Halifax and cross-country representation. Thanks, Jacob. Have a great week. Oh, San Francisco represented too. I'll try and broaden out the questions too, because sometimes they're a little CanCon-y, and it's not fair for people who aren't familiar with Canadian history. Or thanks, James. I'll see you again. Thanks, Matthew. It's been nice to see you and your team here most weeks, and hope to see you again next week. All right. Well, I appreciate everyone stopping by. And please feel free to email, and don't forget to subscribe and like and tell friends and to do the same. And hopefully we'll have everyone back here next week for another round of quizzing and quarantine. Thanks, guys. Oh, James has one more question. Sure, James, let's hear one more question. Good night, Michael. Thank you. I'm going to guess there is a lot of other channels doing this, probably with better success and more organization. I'm just lucky that I had a bit of a following from a pub quiz night I started doing in Toronto 5 years ago. And when bars got shut down, people came. And so I don't for a second think that I am doing the best quiz night out there or the most professional, but people have been very friendly and kind to keep doing this. James, great question. And there is one clear answer I have, and it's Boy Inside the Man, which is a great Tom Cochrane Red Rider song. And if you've never heard it, you should Google it and listen on YouTube. It is, 80s Canadian rock at its best. Boy Inside the Man, great Tom Cochrane song. Do it, honestly. It is banger, if there ever was one. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great week. Stay safe. Love each other. Be kind to each other. And we'll see you next week.